Hello everyone, this is Timothy with Computer Aided Instruction, and I want to welcome you back to our Getting Started with WordPress series. In this video, I want to talk about the importance of backing up your database. So, the first thing we want to do is go to localhost/phpMyAdmin, and it will take you to this page. You might need to log in. If you're just using WAMP server or XAMPP, your login will just be root, and you probably don't have a password. So the first thing I want to do is I want to click my database for WordPress. This is currently what I'm using for a WordPress site, if you remember the tutorials from last year. And to make a backup, I just want to click export and then just click go. Sometimes you'll see another button that says export. In this case it just says go, so I'll just click that. And this file is just going to go to my downloads folder, so that's all I need to get a download of my database. Now, let's just say my website crashes, something is wrong with the database. What do? I'm going to click the database name. I don't need to drop the database, I'm just going to click structure. I'm going to select all of these tables. I'm going to choose drop from this drop down menu of all of my options, and I'm going to click yes, I want to drop everything. You might have a different button that says drop instead of yes, but whatever the case is, you want to get rid of all of your tables. Because like I said, this is an older version of PHPMyAdmin. I haven't updated it in maybe a few months or maybe a year. So now that I'm removed all of my tables, I can click import, browse. Let me go to my downloads folder, and here's the SQL file from earlier. And click go, or it might be import for you, whatever the case may be. Click this button in the bottom right corner, and as you can see, all of the tables that I deleted are restored, and my website's still working despite deleting all my tables. Whether it's PHPMyAdmin or if I'm using a Linux server and I'm using MySQL Workbench, I just manually make a backup of my database this way. Why do you need a backup of your database? Well, basically, if you go to your WordPress folder, if I'm using WAMP server in this video, so if I go to WAMP server, WAMP64, the www folder, here's my WordPress website. I can go to content, and I can see all the different plugins that I'm using. I can see all the different themes that I'm experimenting with, and things like that. All of the content that I put on my WordPress website does not end up in any of these folders. So you're not going to see a page for your home page or about me page or any other page that you create. You're not going to see your posts ending up in here. No, all of that data that you add to your website, such as pages and posts and different users that sign up for accounts, that goes into your database. So if your database crashes or gets warped or anything happens, like you install a plugin and it the code just doesn't play well with your website and it corrupts your database, you're in bad shape if you don't have a backup of your database. So this is something you want to do frequently. Now you're probably wondering, why do we have to go to PHPMyAdmin to back up our database? Can't we just use a plugin to do that? Well, I've been suggesting that you guys use this tool called All-in-One WP Migration. Now, I may have mentioned before that I have not used this plugin to move a WordPress website from my local machine using WAMP server or XAMPP to a web host like Bluehost or DreamHost or GoDaddy or anything like that. I will try that in a future video because I do have a DreamHost account. But for now, I do say this is a good tool to use to back up your website. You can click Export to File, and this will basically download a copy of your website. Not just your database, but your entire website. And if your website ever crashes, you just create a new WordPress install this this plugin, and then you would click Import, and then you would look for the file that you've downloaded previously. So if your website ever crashes or your database gets corrupted, just create a new install of WordPress. You don't have to install any plugins or any themes. You just need to install this one plugin actually, and then you click Import and you upload your old file. And you can also click this Backups and just create backups. But the problem with doing this is that this is not saving your backup locally to your machine. It's just here in WordPress. But if you can't log into WordPress because your website is corrupted, this isn't going to help. So you want to click Export and save it directly to your machine. I also have a plugin. Let me click Settings, Tools, WP Database Backup. This allows me to save backups of just my database. So making a backup of your entire website, that's going to be a large file. Just making a backup of your database is significantly smaller. So you would just click this button, create a new database, and there you go. This actually will save copies of your database to your system files. So let me open the folder. So I'm on my C drive, I'm in my WAM64 folder, I'm in the www directory. I'm going to open up WordPress, go to Content, Plugins. That's weird, I was just looking at it. Here we are. I had to go to the Uploads folder, and there's a folder called db-backup. So here's my SQL file for my website. You know what? I'll go ahead and just delete my website and see if this actually works. But anyways, let me go to my database. So let me go to PHP, myadmin, and localhost. Now let me do this again. Let me get rid of everything. Drop. Yes. And let me import the file from my database backup. Let me take it out of this zip folder first, make a copy. I'm going to be safe and just rename this WordPress, just so it has the same name as the database that I'm normally using. So all of my tables are gone. I'm going to click Import, Browse. Let me go to my C drive. I'm going to skip over this part. Now I'm going to go to WP Content. Was it Uploads? Database Backup. Here it is. Now let's see if this works. Click Go. My tables are here, but let's see if the website works. Not exactly, because this is a backup from last year. But nevertheless, it worked. So using WP database backup is not necessarily a bad thing, but let me get rid of everything and back up to a more recent copy. Because like I said, this is how my website looked last year before I made a bunch of edits. What is this? I don't know why that didn't drop. But let me get rid of it. So all of my tables are gone. Instead of installing this, I'm going to go back here because this is more recent. And import that. Refresh. And there we are. Okay, this website looks extremely ugly, and I admit it. But my point in my old videos was not to make it look pretty, it was just to show you how to add stuff, basically splatter paint against the wall. So this plugin, WP Database Backup, I know people were having trouble finding it because the author was this Prashant Walk. He changed the name of the plugin. So let's click Add New. Let's click WP Database Backup. Let's see if we can find it. I mean, there's so many different options for just backing up databases. You don't have to use the same one I use, but just try it out in the same way you just saw me demonstrate it. WP All Data Backup, because it's the same author, so I think this is the new name for the plugin. He just changed the name of it, so WP All Backup. So, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. In a future video, I will demonstrate how to migrate a site from WAMP server or XAMPP to DreamHost, since I do have a DreamHost account that I'm going to keep open for a few more weeks, just for the sake of making this video. So stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching.